They say kings die by the sword, the plague, or poison in a goblet. But what if one king died by design? Not to escape his enemies, but to become more powerful than a crown would ever allow. In the marble halls of European royalty, one story remains whispered, never proven, never disproven. The tale of King Sebastian of Portugal, the monarch who faked his death and ruled from the shadows for decades, maybe longer. The year was 1578, and Portugal stood on the edge of history. Its young king, Sebastian, barely 24, burned with religious zeal and dreams of crusades. Against all advice, he led an ill-prepared army into Morocco, determined to strike at Muslim strongholds and secure Christian glory. What followed was the Battle of Alcácer Quibir, a massacre. Portugal lost thousands of men, and its king vanished. No body, no sword, no golden crown. Just a battered corpse of uncertain identity, buried under heavy stone and declared to be him. The monarchy mourned. The nobles bickered. Spain moved in and absorbed Portugal like a vulture picking at bones. But the people? They weren't buying it. Something didn't feel right. The king had always been clever, obsessed with codes, disguises, and ancient orders. Why would a man so cunning ride headfirst into a death trap? That question would birth a legend, and that legend would refuse to die. It began slowly. A letter sealed with the royal insignia arrived at a bishop's desk, dated after the king's supposed death. Then came whispers of a cloaked man giving commands to soldiers, disappearing into the fog. In Lisbon, a hooded figure was seen entering government buildings after hours, leaving only silence and signatures behind. In Brazil, a commander claimed a mysterious noble, never named, arrived at his camp, delivered a flawless military strategy in Sebastian's own words, then vanished before sunrise. Monks in remote monasteries reported a visitor who spoke fluent Latin, Hebrew, and Arabic, Sebastian's known languages, asking about ancient prophecies and Templar maps. Jesuits claimed they found a message etched into a wooden pew in a hidden chapel. The throne is not empty, it simply moved beneath the earth. A myth took shape. Sebastianism, the belief that the king never died, that he would return to lead Portugal into a new golden age. But the real twist? What if he never left at all? Unearthed royal ledgers show that days before the Morocco campaign, large sums of gold quietly vanished from the treasury. Birth records were mysteriously erased. Sebastian had met with members of the Order of Christ, a shadowy Catholic sect tied to the Templars, who believed in divine rule through anonymity. He had studied cryptography, escape routes through Morocco's secret tunnels, and reportedly instructed a cartographer to draw maps not of land, but of veins beneath the kingdom. Evidence suggests he orchestrated his own disappearance. The chaos of war was the perfect cover. As his men died by the thousands, Sebastian slipped into legend and into the shadows. Over the next decades, Portugal witnessed eerie continuity. Rulers came and went, but royal policies echoed Sebastian's voice. Naval voyages matched his unpublished plans. Colonies were established on coordinates drawn in his private journals, kept locked in the royal vault. Puppet kings made decisions that baffled advisors. Documents surfaced signed with no name, only a black crown suspended over water. The emblem Sebastian once sketched into his personal shield. Someone was still pulling the strings. In 1691, a ruined monastery revealed its secret. Beneath the chapel floor, a sealed iron chest. Inside, parchments bearing the royal seal, maps of lands not yet charted, and a chilling message: he who dies in sunlight reigns eternal in the dark. The writing matched Sebastian's known hand. The signature? A symbol historians couldn't trace, until they compared it to a notebook in the Vatican's forbidden archives. Identical. A pattern emerged. Scattered across Europe, nobles appeared in the courts of Portugal who had no lineage, no documented birth, but immense power. They answered no monarchy, declared no title, only whispered loyalty to the phantom crown. They passed secrets through handwritten scrolls, bearing wax seals with black phoenixes and watermarks of the Order of Christ. In 1807, during Napoleon's invasion of Portugal, French soldiers looted a noble estate in Sintra. Among the valuables, A diary. The final page read, "The king no longer walks among crowds. He whispers from stone. He sees through oil. His name is buried, but his hands still move the world." The ink was fresh, and then silence. Today, tourists flock to the ornate tomb of King Sebastian in Belém, but that marble grave? Empty. No confirmed body, just ceremonial bones. Every few decades, some archivist or conspiracy theorist uncovers a sealed letter, a secret diary, or a hidden code etched in cathedral stone. In 2014, a Portuguese historian was silenced after claiming to find proof of a continued shadow monarchy dating to the 20th century. Documents, she said, were later stolen from her office. Her final public statement? "You're looking at the wrong graves. The king wears no crown. He is the crown." And what if she was right? Because perhaps the greatest trick Sebastian ever pulled wasn't just faking his death. It was proving that power doesn't need a throne, a name, or a golden robe. Power is information. Power is silence. Power is staying alive when the world believes you are dead. So next time you walk the streets of Lisbon, glance over your shoulder. Look for a man in black with no name, passing through doors that shouldn't open. Because maybe, just maybe, the Phantom King still reigns. Like if you believe history isn't written by the victors, it's whispered by the ones you never see. And subscribe, because if one king can cheat death, how many others already have?